Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the next video. Lesson 8, Tanween and Noon Sakin. Noon Sakin, this lesson will be a foundation that will be used, I guess, the most heavily in your Quran journey or ilm journey. Tanween is anytime you have two fathas, two dhammas, or two kasras, two of the harakats, and any noon here. Let's just read this. Noon sakin, that noon which has a jazm or a sakin on top of it. The sound of noon sakin and tanween is same. So this you know, and this you know. So this is ban, bun, and bin. And we've learned in the previous videos, if you've been following, that these are called noon gunna as well. So the sound at the end of it, let's say ba, fathatain, and alif, ban, it ends with noon sound or a na sound or a na. That is the same pronunciation as this. If you have a ba fatha and a noon sakin, it's also ban. Likewise, ba kasra and noon sakin, bin, and a ba. And lastly, ba dhamma and noon sakin, bun. So, and there, we're gonna show you, we're gonna learn, how they differ and what's the similarity and differences, if any. Okay, so ban, tan. So the ruling is this is ba fathat, ba tanween or ba fathatain, ba alif fathatain, and this is ta fatha, noon sakin, and this is noon sakin, and this is tanween. So tanween and noon sakin, same pronunciation. So let's just go ahead, right to left. Tan, tin, tun, than, thin, thun. Next, jan, jin, jun, dan, din, dun, and dun. Mashq, practice. Okay, so now you have your initial rule, rule number 1. So you'll extend it because you have a empty alif and a fatha before it. So break it up. Almost every word could be broken up, if not all of them. So we'll break it up. Done. So you have one length of prolongation here and this one on the ayn, but there is no prolongation here. So you'll have done. Now this is a harf lean, meaning you're gonna pronounce it in an active voice, but quickly, soft. Sawin. Qaribun. So here's your another madda rule, because you have a ya sakin, before it is a kasra, so lengthy, just one length here. Qaribun. Faman. So faman. Azimun. You're just going to prolong here. Azimun. Kun. Maradun. Rasulun. So there's prolongation here. Shay'an. Ghishawatun. Prolongation here only. Ghishawatun. Ghasiqin. Prolongation here. And then hudan. This is your tanween. Okay, lesson 9, idhar. Another rule, idhar of noon sakin and tanween. If after noon sakin or tanween any of the 6 letters of huruf halaqi, letters of the throat, and I'm gonna get to that, hamza, ha, ain, ha, ghain, kha, appears, then the noon sakin or tanween will be read very clearly and distinctly. Gunna and ikhfa will not be made. So these 6 are called letters of the throat, or huruf halaqi. So hamza, ha, when you say hamza or alif, just say hamza and ha, they're coming out naturally from the bottom of your, or I guess inside your chest. Ha, there's no stoppage or constriction or stopping there. So these 2 are natural flowing sound. Hamza, ha. The second 2, Ain ha, you're constricting in the middle of your throat, as I showed you guys in the past videos. Ain ha, and then ain kha. So hamza ha from the top, or from your chest. Hamza ha, ain ha, ain kha. If these 6 letter, or if after nun sakin or tanween, meaning if we were to have, let's say, after this tanween, or after jan of this form or that form, if we were to have either any word or any letter, I guess any word that begins with any of these 6 letters, then you're not gonna make a stoppage, or you're not gonna prolong it or do a gunna or ikhfa right here. Gunna, ikhfa, we're gonna learn about that. Meaning you're not gonna say for example, min sijil, all that prolongation you hear in recitation of Quran, you're not going to prolong it if before these 6 letters you have a nun sakin or tanween. Okay, so let's go here. So number 1, this here you have harfilin. I'm not going to go into details because you should just have enough practice, and you should just try to follow along. It's easy. Ron. So here ron, this is your tanween, but after tanween, what is the next word? And next word begins with hamza. So you're not going to do a gunna here. You're not going to hold on to the noon sound here. So you're going to read it Ron ababil. So again, there's a lot of rules here. Rule number 1 here. Don't stop. Don't make the gunna lengthy once. Aba, and then ya kasra before it is ya sakin before it is a kasra. So prolongation here, no gunna prolongation here. So it will be read as Tayran ababil or Tayran ababila. Narun hamiyatun. Again, right here. So you have a noon, not noon sakin. This is tanween, ra tanween or ra dammatain, and then next letter is one of these huruf halaki, right here. So narun hamiyah. You're not going to say, if you hear people read narun hamiyah, it is wrong. Even if they're reading it, wherever they're reading it, or they're reading the Quran or reading the masajid. So liman khashiya. Again, you should not say or pronounce it liman khashiya. No, there is no stoppage or prolongation of the gunna sound. It will be clear and distinct, very clear, fluid. Liman khashiya min ghayrihi, because after this noon sakin, you have one of the huruf halaki, which is ghain. So min ghayrihi, standing or inverted kasra, prolongation of one extra harf. Yawma idhin alayha. So again here, don't prolong it. Yawma idhin alayha minhu khitaban. So only prolongation is here. Khitaban, minhu khitaban. Min aynin aniyatin. So once here you have a nun sakin followed by ayn, so don't prolong it. Min aynin, and then after this nun kasratain, you have another alif, that's again hamza. So min aynin aniyatin. Kufuwan ahad. So this is a popular surah. Kufuwan ahad. If anybody says kufuwan ahad, it is wrong. So kufuwan ahad. Faman ufiya min akhihi man adhina. Next one, kitabun hakim or kitabun hakimun. Adhabun غليظ عذاب غليظ حاسد إذا حسد حاسد إذا حسد. We're reading it completely. We're not stopping with hasad. Just read it as is. That's lesson 9. Okay, that's short. Ikhfa. So idhar is that. Izhar is izhar. This is an Arabic word that's apparent, very clear. There's no nothing being hidden or anything like that. Ikhfa. If after nun sakin or tanween any of the 15 letters of ikhfa appears, then the sound of nun sakin or tanween will be hidden. In the nose when read, the top of the tongue will not touch the roof of the mouth, like the n word in monkey. So when you're saying mang, when you say mang, this tongue is hanging. It's not touching the, top of the tongue is not touching the roof of the mouth. The duration of ikhfa is 1 alif. So let's, in plainer or more simpler term, here you have, if you have nun sakin or tanween, again let's refresh it up. So you have nun sakin right here, jan, or tanween, fathatain or dhammatain or whatever, kasratain. If after that, if a word ends in that and the next word is one of these 6, then you read on continuously, like narun hamiyatun. Remember I said don't read it as tayran ababila. So this tayran, you're not going to stop here, but instead of hamza, if this began with one of these 15, then you have to prolong it. And we're going to, let's read these. Ta, tha, jim, dal, dhal, za, sin, shin, sad, dad, ta, dha, fa, qaf, and kaf. These 15. Try to memorize, but eventually you're gonna get get a hang of this. You don't really have to memorize. You're just gonna it's just gonna flow, inshallah. So first one, very common. Anta means you, ana means I. Like, anta is used by everybody. It's just one of the most popular, most common words. So anta, if you're just reading it like this, anta mundirun, it will be read as, because you have, let's break it down, you have a nun sakin followed by a ta. Ta is one of these 15 letters of ikhfa. So you'll read it as anta, anta. So it's not saying anta, because if you say an, that tongue is touching the top, the roof. So you're going to say anta, anta, anta. Mundirun, mundirun, anta mundirun. One easy way to remember this, when you say anta, right? Anta, ta is pronounced, if you recall, that if you take the tip of your tongue and touches where the bottom of your upper jaw and the gum meet, that's where tip of your tongue is supposed to touch when you read the letter, pronounce the letter ta. So when you have this situation, nun gunna or nun sakin, let's just call it nun gunna situation, take your tongue close to it, right next to it, but don't touch it. So anta, it will be clear and easy for that transition. Anta mundirun, mundirun, or mundiru. Anta mundiru. Kiraman katibin, kiraman katibina. So here, so you have a meme tanween, and because the next one is one of the 15 letters of ikhfa, which is kaf here right now, so it will be kiraman katibina. And then you have your other rules of prolongation here, katibi, and then ka, so, and then kira, so just those, just follow along. Kiraman katibina, kuntu turaban, kuntu turaban. So here the gunna is here on the noon here. Yatiman fa'awa, yatiman fa'awa. So here, yatiman fa'awa. Next one, man dakhala, man dakhalahu, man dakhalahu. Untha, okay, untha, so it's here. The gunna is right before the tha. So untha min shay'in. So see, you're not gonna say min. You're going to this noon. None of the noons you're going to say it as noon. You're not gonna say min. You're not going to say man. You're gonna say man. Same thing here. You're not gonna say kuntu. You're gonna say kuntu. So the noon naturally, if you are going to pronounce it as is min, it touches the roof. Now it's clear even to me. So min, min will make your tongue touch the upper part of your, the roof of the gum area of your mouth. So untha, you're not touching the noon, or you're not touching the upper part. Min shay'in, min shay'in, untha min shay'in. نار ذات نار ذات فلن تجد يوم ينفخ. So it's here. يوم ينفخ من طغى. So it's here between these two. من طغى. So again, because after noon, the next letter is ta. Try to set up your tongue right next to the next transition letter, or the next letter after this noon sakin, or noon gunna. Then it will just be able to touch it right away. So man tagha. So your tongue will be right there in front of the next letter. عن ضيفي من ثقلت أنزلنا ينظرون min sid. Okay, this was what I said before. Okay, min sijilin. Okay, so note gunna, deep nasal sound, ikhfa, light nasal sound. So these were light nasal sounds. The remaining two laws of nun sakin and tanwin, iqlab and idgham will be explained later. Lesson 11, jazm or sukoon, qalqalah. The letters of qalqalah, they are called hurufi qalqalah, are 5, and they're called, you could say it's usually read as a word qutb jad. So you have qaf, ta, ba, jim and dal. So if you were to put, let's say, qaf dhamma, ta dhamma, ba sakin qutb, and then jim fatha and dal sakin qutb jad, it will be, if one way to easily remember, harf qalqalah is qutb jad. What is harf qalqalah? If the qalqalah letters have a jazm, then it will be read with a bouncing sound. Besides the letter, will be no qalqalah. Bouncing, how do you bounce something? If you throw a ball at a wall or on the floor, it comes back right away. You hit and it just comes back up. The bouncing. Let's show a real example here. So you're not going to say ab, ib, ub, jab, jib, jub. No, not like that. It has to bounce back, meaning bouncing back has some sort of movement. If you throw a ball and it gets stuck to a glue or in a water or something, it just freezes there, stays there. But if it's a wall, it's going to come back. The motion will continue. So the sound of ba will continue. Ab, like this. Ab, ibi, ub. Okay, jab, jibi, jub. Jab, jib, jub. Try not to confuse it with jaba or jabi or jibi or jubu. Don't say jubu. That's not a dhamma. It sometimes gets confusing. So make sure you practice it many times. jab, jib, jub. Baj, jim, baj, bij, buj. Sad, sid, sud. Qat, qit, qut, qut. Haqq, jaq, jaq, jiq, juq. Test. Bus, bus. This is not a harf qalqalah, but it's a scene, so you're gonna say bus. Kit. It is not harf qalqalah. Kit, kit. Ji', ji', not harf qalqalah. Jul, not harf qalqalah. Ghul, not harf qalqalah. Neither is this. Wah, ma, ma. I, nas, ra. Now here you have harf qalqalah. Yaj'al, yaj'al. Laqad, laqad. So try to focus here on the jim. Yaj'al, yaj'al. Laqad on the dal here. Laqad. Khalaqna, khalaqna on the qaf. Ata on the ta. At'amana, at'amana here on the qaf. Naq'an, naq'an. Buruj, buruj, buruj on the jim. Muhit, muhit on the ta. Muhit. And here nothing. Ihdina. That's page 28. Let's do lesson 12 as well. Sukoon practice. On whichever letter there is a jazm, it will be joined with the letter which is behind it and read jointly. A letter with a jazm is called sakin. The hamza on which there is a jazm will be pronounced abruptly, fast. Sukoon practice. So tajri, tajri, or harf madda rule. Tajri, taqwa. Then you have your again harf qalqalah here, harf qalqalah here. Taqwa, yughni, nushirat, nushirat, rufi'at, yan. Okay, yanqalibu. This is your gunna, because after nun sakin you have a qaf, which is one of the 15 letters right here of ikhfa. So light nasal sound. Yanqalibu, yanqalibu. Laysa, laysa. Hushirat. Ya'lamu. Sutihat, sutihat. Notice there is no harf qalqalah here. Sutihat. A little bit of air comes out on ta. That's a different ruling you're going to learn later, inshallah. Yuwaswisu, yuwaswisu. Yusqawna, yusqawna. Next line. Wa'alqat, wa'alqat. Afala ya'lamu, afala ya'lamu. Idha bu'thira, إذا بعثر. فألهمها, فألهمها. فجورها, فجورها. وتقواها. So let's just read this. This is from an ayat. فألهمها. Okay. فألهمها فجورها وتقواها. Next. Alam nashrah laka sadrak. Okay, a lot of rules. Alam nashrah laka, actually two main. Sad, harf qalqalah. Raka. Because if we stop, it will be rak. But if we don't stop, it will be raka. Alam nashrah laka sadraka. Hal ataka. Hal ataka. فلهم أجر غير ممنون. فلهم أجر here حرف قلقلة. فلهم أجر غير ممنون. اقرأ Again, this is what they're talking about. If the hamza on which there is a jazm will be pronounced abruptly, very fast. Iqra, iqra. Same thing here. Ta'tuna, ta'tuna, abruptly. Ya'tika, ya'tika, ya'muruna, ya'muruna. And that's it for lesson 12. See you guys next time. Assalamu alaikum.